he gives me instructions or whatever. So very, very convenient.
I love it. And so I just got the YouTube started here. We are backstage right now. We'll be starting in about 15 seconds here.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Welcome to AbilityMKE Now. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are excited to share a friend with you guys all tonight. First, AbilityMKE Now. We are a show all about integration, bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have different abilities, and here at AbilityMKE Now, we dive into this topic of diverse abilities. The concept of disability hits a wide range of possibilities. We could be talking about physical or mental disabilities, the deaf and hard of hearing community, blindness, chronic pain, mental health diagnosis, goals of substance use reduction, and the list goes on. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own or with people we know or people we encounter in our daily lives. Here at AbilityMKE Now, we break down the barriers and celebrate the ability in all of us. We have a couple things that I'm excited about here. I'm sure everybody in the River West community is all already up to speed, but I got to say it again. There's a big event going on this Saturday. So on today is the 13th of December. This Saturday, on Saturday, December 16th, from noon until 7 p.m. at the radio station, there's a big event going on, right? It is a very festive Christmas party, and you will have the chance to purchase cookies made by all of these wonderful hosts that are on this on River West Radio. So if you've seen the website, I can tell you where to find all the info about the cookies on riverwestradio.com forward slash shop, SHOP. So riverwestradio.com /shop. And you can see all the cookies that are available. It's only $5 for each one that you want to get. And they have this awesome partnership here with Joy Engine, where through their generosity, they are going to double everyone's purchase. So your $5 will become $10. They are matching all of the money being raised during this event, and they're going to be doubling it. So how awesome is that? There are so many wonderful options. I gotta say, if you want to get mine, Spritz cookies, go look them up. Sue Spritz cookies, they're there. You'll see a picture of what they will look like, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do because they're one of my favorites. It's always a lot of fun, and spent a good chunk of Sunday getting those ready and had a ball. It gave me an excuse to bake. It was so much fun. So I really hope that there's a great turnout here for on Saturday's big event at River West Radio. So with that, I am actually going to switch gears here and bring in Emily Golmer to introduce our wonderful guest that we have tonight. Emily, over to you.
So our guest, we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and she has a wellness directory and is looking to start some cooking classes soon with Indian food. But I will bring her here and let her tell you a little more about that. So, Preeti, why don't you may say more about who you are, what you do, anything like that?
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Sue. First of all, let me thank you for inviting me here, giving me this opportunity to talk about what I do and what I would like to do and how I would like to contribute to the wellness community. So what I do have been doing for last 3.5 years is that I'm building this resource for people. It's a wellness directory, and It's basically a collection of holistic practitioners, people like yoga teachers and Reiki practitioners, Reiki healers, chiropractors, acupuncture, all these professionals that believe in holistic healing and they offer their services. And that's what I put a little directory together so that people who are looking to heal themselves holistically, they can find resources easily. So that's the primary thing I've been doing for last since 2019, actually right before COVID hit. So for about year and a half, I didn't do much because of COVID, but slow and steadily, I have been growing my directory. More and more people are joining, and more resources are being offered to people. And recently, I decided to start vegan cooking lessons. And I cook. I'm from India. I grew up in India, so Indian. I grew up on Indian food. But when I came here, I started meeting people, and I realized that a lot of people in this country they love Indian food. There's a big segment of population that loves Indian food, but they get very intimidated by Indian cooking. And they have a good reason to be, because Indian cooking is a multi-step process. For example, here we bake, we just bake. We fry, we just fry. So there's just one step process to cooking, to food. But in Indian cooking, it's a multi-step process. So decided, people love food, they want to eat it. How about I put some effort into simplifying the process of uh, cooking Indian food? And then I have this wellness directory where I'm trying to find ways to show people or connect people with wellness resources, live their lives, everyday lives with uh, holistic practices. So how about I find a way to integrate these two concepts? And that's how I thought about focusing on vegan cooking right now, because vegan cooking is and can be, I mean, it can be very good for you. It can take care of a lot of our health problems, because that's what it did for me. I had some health issues. I became vegan and I saw a big change in me, a good change in me. And my husband became vegan for a while. For a while, he's back to, his old ways. And that's how I thought of integrating these two things.
That's awesome. I mean, they go well together.
Yes.
And finding different wellness and I'm just thinking about the directory end of it. When I'm looking for a resource, it's hard to know where to start. So that you're putting together a place, like a one-stop place to actually find different resources. I love that, because that is something where it's like, if I wanted to go find something locally here, I would probably just be Googling it and, not really know much about what's nearby here or whatever. And that they have a directory that people can go and get more information like that. I love that idea. That makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for appreciating that, because honestly, I felt that there was a gap there. I mean, you have directories, for example, for food, for Yelp. We have Yelp, right?
Mhm.
And it's mostly geared to food, right? We want to eat out. My son, Wednesdays are my son's days to order food. And the first thing he does is he goes on Yelp. So I thought, what about we create something like that for wellness? And people need a chiropractor, and then they have one place where they can find one. Or when they are looking for chiropractors and they also happen to see a yoga studio there and say, oh, maybe I should try yoga. So yeah, that was the whole concept: make it easy for people to find the wellness resources.
That makes so
So
much sense. That's fantastic. And
thank you.
now we were talking about the cooking. I'm
Hmm.
very curious about the cooking side, because you're right. I'm one of those people that, okay, I'm a very picky eater. I'm one of those people that does not have a big wide breadth of different things that I really end up cooking, which is unfortunate for my family because I do most of the cooking. And we really, when you said, you know, like that one step kind of process, yeah, I'm usually thinking, okay, what can I do simple and fast, because I'm running home from work, I got to get food on the table, we got stuff going on, and it's not to the benefit of our health, that I'm well aware of. And so when you're talking about how you're simplifying things, and yes, I have a lot of friends that that absolutely love Indian food, and personally I really haven't had very much. When I think back to the different times that I've had that opportunity, I really haven't very much, and not for a good reason, just I haven't. So you got me really intrigued here.
So I will tell you this funny story. I was because I have my first class is in January, and I thought, okay, what do I do? How do I promote my classes? So I printed this big stack of flyers, and I go to farmers market, and I'm very, thinking, oh, everybody loves Indian food. I'm going to give these flyers, and people are going to say thank you. The first 10 flyers I gave out was to the people who told me point blank, sorry, we don't like Indian food.
Really?
It was very humbling. And then I thought, oh, is this a good idea? And I was standing there, and then suddenly everybody after that, I distributed about 120 flyers. And
Nice.
everybody after that said, oh, thank you for doing this. We want to eat Indian, we want to cook Indian, but we don't know how to make it simple. A meal, Indian meal that we can put together under 30 minutes. Or I said, yeah, that's what I'm doing for you. I'm just going to make it simple. And I have tried so far, I have tried two recipes that I have, worked on, made them simpler, and they taste as good as the way my mom cooked them, except that they are vegan, of course.
That's fantastic. So tell me more about what, now that you've got kind of that comparison of Indian food that obviously you know way more than I've never cooked Indian food, so I'm honestly don't know that much about it. So for somebody like me, who this is a very new idea to to cook Indian dishes, tell me a little more about what it's like for those of us that it's a new thing.
You mean the process of cooking, or
What is
the
it about the Indian food that makes it uniquely that?
okay, spices. That's actually a
Okay.
very simple question and a very good question. The spices in Indian food. So in India, we make it very spicy, meaning heat, but in addition to heat, there are other spices which have no heat in them, like cinnamon, cardamom. And did you know, I don't think most people in America know that there are two different kinds of cardamoms that we use in our cooking. Then there is cloves. We use a lot of cloves, and we use a lot of whole spices like black pepper, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, fennel seeds, bay leaves, and then dried rose petals. So all these spices that we use is what makes it very unique. And we do use a lot of dairy, and that has been very challenging. We use cream, and that has been challenging. So I'm staying away from cream. I'm trying to make it light, and that's why I'm adding cream substitutes like coconut milk and coconut creamer that is readily available in stores like Trader Joe's. I don't know if you have Trader Joe's there, Whole Foods. Um, so it's the to answer your question, it's mostly the spices. We have a huge range of spices.
Excellent. And that totally makes sense. So, and I gotta ask, what is your favorite dish?
My favorite dish actually is a meat dish.
Oh,
It's a it's lamb biryani, which is you make lamb like a curried lamb, and then you sort of mix it with rice, cooked rice. It's like a pilaf, and then you mix
okay.
all together, and it's actually not really Indian. It came to India from Persia. It's a Persian dish that made its way into India in the 18th century, and now it's a staple in India. And
Interesting. Oh, I love it.
And I am trying to make a, that's actually, I'm very happy you asked that question because I'm trying to make a vegan version of chicken biryani or lamb biryani.
Excellent. And the fun part is, as you're trying to do, it gives you an excuse to actually make it for yourself. And
There you go. There's always ulterior motive,
oh
isn't there?
yeah, kind of like when I was cooking for the bake event. I actually am a sucker for having some cookie dough, which I know you're not supposed to eat cookie dough raw, but I'm sorry, I do. And it's oh my gosh, that's part of why I picked the one I did because that's my favorite. And luckily for me, actually, it's not the favorite of the rest of my family, so I get to have more of them, which is just
Well, that's,
random.
you are making it, right? So that's your perk. There are perks in every job, right?
That's absolutely true. So, I am just thinking we met through Happy Neighborhood Project,
Correct.
and um, so I'm kind of curious if you are have you had a lot of new connections? Are you meeting people where this is striking a chord? Because I can imagine that what you're doing is something that would be very popular, and I'm just kind of curious with with the reaching out that you've done so far, how that's all going, and what are you hoping for your goals for this upcoming year? Because I know we're coming up on the new year here, so what kind of things are you looking forward to?
So, as far as HNP is concerned, I think, like I said, I've been on it for 6 months, but I have attended maybe 10, 12 meetings so far. I've been, my family life has been a little busy lately, so I have not been going to a lot of networking events. But yes, I find it a very valuable resource. I have made some excellent connections. I have met wonderful people like yourself, Emily, Kurt, and the people at HNP have, when you attend enough meetings, there becomes like a sense of community. And you go, oh, yeah, you see these little icons, little pictures on the screen, say, oh, yeah, I know that person. Yeah, I met that person. I had one on one with that person. So it becomes like sort of a community, which I love. And yeah, so yes, very positive feelings towards HNP. I love it. I love it. Um, and when things get better, starting next year, I'll be attending more events, um, connecting with more people, hopefully helping other people grow and seeking help from other people to grow. So my New Year's resolution, honestly, is to grow my cooking classes. I want to have a lot of cooking classes. I want to test a lot of recipes in my kitchen before I bring them to people, share my recipes, and hopefully make those recipes tasty enough for them to eat more vegan, eat more healthy.
So, and now with the vegan cooking, I know you had said that you had switched your diet over, that you are eating vegan at this point. What kind of good things have you had in your world since making that switch?
Oh, I mean, oh gosh, it's wonderful. So we were completely, my husband and I, we were completely vegan for about a couple of years. And then my son moved back in and he loves to eat meat. So 1 or 2 meals a week will be meat. Other than that, it's all vegan. So how it has changed us is we have discovered how to cook vegan food and how delicious it can be and how there's actually more variety. And when you are focusing on vegan, because when you're thinking you can eat meat, you're not even thinking what else can I eat? You're thinking chicken, lamb, those things. But when you say no, you close your window on meat, you are suddenly focusing more on what else is there in vegan. So I have found tofu. I actually love tofu. I have found different ways to cook tofu. In fact, the first thing I'm cooking is tofu. It's a Indian version of cheese with peas, but instead of cheese, I'm going to be using tofu in a cream sauce, and instead of cream, I'm going to be using nut-based sauce.
Ooh.
Um, so I have discovered that, and I have discovered that baking. I bake a lot. I bake my vegetables a lot more. That is. wonderful. They taste so much better. Um, what else have I discovered? Oh, I never knew that the Chinese cuisine also has so many vegetarian choices. So we have explored that. So it's been a very interesting journey. And I am myself convinced that if you eat vegan and you find a way to eat vegan, you will like it and your body will thank you for it.
Excellent. Yeah, I know I have last summer, a couple of the students that I worked with are eat vegan, and the more they were talking, they said you guys are sounding exactly the same as far as just echoing the benefits and all the good things that come with that. And I've never tried. I'm a picky eater, so I grew up a lot, meat and potatoes kind of. Kurt will say that all the time that I'm all meat and potatoes, and I truthfully though don't cook that way very much. So but it's very interesting to have. I appreciate the aspect that you bring forward because it makes me stop and think about what am I doing and where are the health benefits and the choices I'm making versus maybe making different choices.
Here's the thing. Like I said, we were vegan for a couple of years, strictly vegan. We would go out with friends, and these are German friends. My husband is from here, so he has these German friends, and they all like to eat, have beer and have their sausage and have their potatoes. And we go out with them, and we would even then say, no, we are vegan. We are not going to eat meat. So that went on for 2 years, and then my younger son, he found a job in Bay Area, and he said, "Mom, I'm going to live at home." And I love to cook for my kids. And I said, okay. And he said, can you at least cook meat once in a while? I said, of course. So now we eat meat, but it's predominantly vegan. So what I tell people, yes, eat. I mean, my advice is like based on my experience, there's no need to eliminate anything from your diet. The need is to incorporate more things into your diet. You bring more veggies, you bring more tofu is so good for you. And that another thing which is actually doesn't taste that bad is soya curls. They are like made from tofu, and they taste like, the texture is just like chicken,
Ah,
and you can get them easily online, and it's all organic. And just don't take out things, just bring in more variety into your food. And I think, yeah, this and I mean, we became vegan not because of a philosophy. We became vegan for our health reasons. So
which
um
goes right with your wellness directory and
mm,
all things related. So I should ask then, how did you get started with the wellness directory and going down this path and sharing all these?
so honestly, very simple reason. I do all my work is online. My meetings are online. My directory is online, and um I miss people. So I became part of a wellness center, and everybody in that center offers like in-person classes, like they do Reiki classes, they do yoga classes, and I met them. I just became a member like a few months ago, and I met them, and these are a wonderful bunch of people. I said, I would love to offer something. I would love to teach something where I also share my knowledge and also at the same time interact with people. And just the honestly, the only thing I can teach right now is cooking classes. I don't know. I don't have any other skill where I'm confident enough to teach it to others.
And that in itself is a big skill because not everybody can cook.
Yes, that comes when you have two boys, two sons, and a husband. They all love to eat, and when I tell them let's go out to eat, they are like, they make a face. Mom, you cook better than anyone else. Why can't we eat at home? So, so
That's the
Yeah,
highest compliment right there.
yeah, I was gonna say
yes.
it's a big compliment to mom there.
That's
So yeah.
fantastic. Well, I know I'm still thinking now with the cooking classes. So, what do you envision your classes to be structured like? What if somebody is to come to a class? What is the experience going to be like?
It'll be fun. I
I love
promise
that.
you that.
But fun's always good.
Because first of all, if you should sign up for the classes, that means you like Indian food. And second, if you like Indian food, you like Indian chai. So I'm going to be making a big part of Indian vegan chai. And when you come into the class, the chai will be ready for you. You will start sipping your chai, and then I will start cooking, and you will watch me cook. And if you like, you can help me, you know, get ready, chop. Okay. And then when we are done halfway through the cooking, I will have food ready for you actually, which will be a batch will be cooked beforehand. Halfway through the cooking, you get to taste what you are cooking.
Ooh,
Yes, and then you eat that, and then you understand all the spices that we have added. You know why we added them. You will taste the spices, you will taste the sauce, you will understand the whole cooking process better, and you will enjoy what we are cooking with some naan or some Indian aromatic rice, and then you will see your finished product. And if we have leftovers, you get to take them home.
that sounds like a great day right there.
That
Oh,
sounds like a
fun.
great class.
Excellent. Oh, I love that. And that you're making things simple so that people can do, you like you were saying, be able to make a meal in like 30 minutes or
Yes,
so. And oh, that I think that's such a practical thing. It's wonderful that you're putting this all together.
thank you.
Now, I know we just have a few minutes left here. I do want to, it's the end of the year. So we're coming up on a new year just around the corner. So I was just going to say it. Think back over this past year. Did you have any highlights? Anything that has led you kind of where you are? Do you have even any stories that are coming to mind? I just want to open the door to anything else you might want to share with us.
How many minutes do I have?
Uh, I'd say two. So,
Okay. So, okay, I will share one good experience and one very challenging experience that I'm going through. So, the great thing that happened is my son, who is in Boston right now, he got his dream job in UC Berkeley. He'll be joining UC Berkeley as professor in July 2024.
awesome.
So, that was the gift from this year to me because I will have my son nearby. Um, and the challenging thing is, my mother. I mean, there's a challenging. Somebody in my life is going through a health crisis, and that's. I'm afraid that's going to spill into 2024. So that's good and bad, but life is good.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. And that's, with Ability MKE now, that's all about adapting and figuring out what abilities you do have and making the most of what you can do. And yeah, challenges are that makes life interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just keeping that positive outlook and keeping things moving forward. Sometimes it's harder to do than other times, but that's life. It's
Oh,
ups
yeah,
and downs, and hopefully it's more ups than downs. So it
absolutely.
keeps things going. So I and actually, any last thoughts you want to share with us before we go? Actually, share your website with us if you would, please.
Oh, yeah. www dot yog y-o-g chakra chakra.com. Should I write it here again?
Sure, that sounds good. So yeah, www.yogchakra.com. So
Yes.
I can't thank you enough, Preeti, for being here with us tonight. You've been just a delight, and I love all the things you've been sharing with us. So we are so glad to have this chance to connect and share with the world what you're all doing. And for my name again, Sue Roskoff with Ability MKE Now, and we thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Emily, for this opportunity.